I get contacted by the media quite a bit, about stories they want to do and these goofy articles they want to write for all these publications about, what can I do at my desk? And what can I do in the car to exercise? I always write them back. If they say, what can I do at my desk? I say, work. If they say, what can I do in my car? I say, drive. There are certain things that you don't mix with other things. People like to, what's the word I'm looking for? Multitask, yeah. This is why I'm a chiropractor, not an ER doctor. I can't sometimes think of easy words, and I'd be like, the blue stuff, I need the blue stuff, quick. So bear with me when I do that. But when you exercise, you need to exercise. You can't do your work at the same time. You can't drive. When you do these things, exercise and exercise alone. Work and work alone. Drive and drive. Don't text, don't talk on the phone. Sleep shouldn't be incorporated into anything else. Eating. When you eat. Don't eat at your desk while you're working, or don't eat while you're driving. The last one, sex, should never be incorporated into these other things. So, now sometimes people, smart Alex will sometimes say, well, what if your job is to exercise? Well, then okay. Or what if driving is part of your job? Well, again, okay. But the other ones, if your job is to sleep or eat, I want to know how I get that job. Sign me up. And if your job is sex, well, I think I'm in the wrong room. This is meeting professionals, right? But again, now you can do other things. You can listen to music, you can read, while you do some of these things. But these things should never be used together. You focus on these things. They need your undivided attention. And you have to plan for it. You have to have strategies. You have to have a primary strategy, and you have to have secondary strategy. Primary strategies is not going to the gym and exercising. It's just being active. Getting up off your butt and walking around the office. And at home, you should never say to somebody while you're up, get up, move around. That's one of our biggest problems. Our meals are our primary strategy. The things we want to do, things we eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But our secondary strategy is where the exercise comes in. We're going to supplement our activity through the day with, running, walking, exercise, different exercises I'll talk about. But the same thing with snacking, in between meals. Now, I'm not talking about eating more food. You're actually better off eating more often. And what you should maybe do is take what you were going to have for breakfast and divide it in half. And have half of that breakfast at breakfast time, but then the other part of it halfway through the morning. Same thing with your lunch, same thing through the dinner. So you're actually eating more often. Because what happens if we don't eat for a while, our bodies think we're starving. And so it shuts down, our metabolism slows down. If you got laid off today, what would you do with your money? You'd save it. You'd freeze all your spending. But if you had a job where you got paid every day, you'd spend money like crazy. Because there's more coming tomorrow. And that's what we have to do to our body. We have to trick our body into thinking there's plenty of food. And you don't need to store that fat.